Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing awesome. Today I'm talking Dark Fae. I've gotten a bunch of questions about this one, and I just want to get saying this out of the way right away. I am not going to be talking about Dark Fae farming teams, speed farming, super efficient farming. I am here for those people who are looking at this fight and maybe you've made it all the way up to hard 120 and it's a hard fight. So I am here for the people who are just trying to beat this fight for the first time and things like that. Because yeah, I mean, if you look, there's already a million billion videos about speed farming teams. Most of these use very similar champs. There's a bunch of established strategies for doing this fight in a speed farm, 100% autoing it, all that good stuff. But no, I'm talking let's just beat the fight, right? Because if you look at my account, wow, I have a lot of champions who are really good in this fight. Like Legos, like Hernding, Roselvarg, Hefrak, Newt, Trunda. There are so many good champions, but I didn't use any of them. So I just went through, I dug some stuff out, I ran some of the fight, and I'll show you guys what I came up with. Because I know before my account, before I had like these options, just like you guys, I was just staring at, what was mostly a bunch of epics and going like, oh my goodness, what can we throw together here that is going to work? How can I just beat this and get my sacred? So, this is what I came up with. So let's just talk about the fight a little bit. So I am just going straight up hard 120. I just like to, all the videos that I do on Doom Tower fights, I just like to go to the top level instantly, just so you can see it working at the absolute highest level and feel confident that it's going to work in normal or, mid hard or whatever you're looking at. I just want to show you it all the way at the top and show you that it can be done there. So wherever you're at, whether it's that or not quite there yet, it can definitely be done. So talking about the fight a little bit, I won't get crazy into it because, I know you guys are familiar with the fight itself. So big thing about the fight is immediately you have to fight yourself. She's going to spawn a mirror copy of your entire team and you have to fight yourself. It's all very, very meta. But yeah, that is the major thing of the fight. And then the Dark Fae herself, she's pretty lethal. She'll attack all on her A1. She has a 100% chance to place leech, so she's incredible at sustaining herself. She's just going to leech your entire team. She's going to keep attacking them. She's got really good sustain. This is a fight that you really shouldn't bring buffs into because she's going to steal them. She'll ally attack. She'll start stealing one at a time your team back. So there's all of the, she's perfect veiled at the beginning. You can't attack her. So all of these little things that we're dealing with. So when I look at this fight and I start coming up with teams, the first thing I got to keep in mind is whoever I pick, I have to fight them and kill them. So you really want to avoid like this. This is a horrendous choice for the fight. Like I've actually made the mistake when I was newer. I picked this. Do not do that. You cannot kill your own Tars. I will tell you that right now. Don't pick Python. You don't want this guy, putting black debuffs, heal, reviving the entire team with strengthen. No, this is bad. You don't want this guy. Mithrala. I don't want to fight my Mithrala. So you want to keep it to some solid champions that you can realistically kill. So the first one that I did, that I tested, was this. And since we're fighting our own team, we want to go first, right? So something that you really is kind of a necessity is the turn meter booster to go first. Deacon Armstrong, great for it, epic. I've been using him since I started. There was like a promo code to get him, so hopefully you guys have him. You don't have to use him. You know, you can use any of the standard turn meter boosters. He's the only one I use, but you know, if you've got High Katoon, maybe if you're, you know, still kind of working your way through normal, maybe even like Apothecary would work. So, but Deacon Armstrong, you cannot go wrong. Extremely solid. I picked Coldheart. She's got her Heartseeker for the max HP and turn meter drain. She's got in AoE attack everybody, so it's not too bad for killing the copies of yourself. And the reason I went with Ox, because I'm sure looking at it, it seems like a weird choice. And it kind of is. All of these speed farming teams that we were talking about, the thing of these teams is that the boss never takes a turn because you're controlling the turn meter so much that the boss never takes a turn. So you can come in here with a bunch of people like Acrizia, Allure, Baron. I think this is Royal Guard. I don't actually know who that is offhand from the back. I must not own them. Oh, it's Fraken, I guess, with the ally attack. So the thing, when you have a team like this, which is an awesome team, like this is a great video, the teams like this, they rely on this boss never, ever, ever taking a turn. She's not going to do any of that leeching that we talked about, and she's not going to do any of the buff stealing. She's not going to start stealing your team back. So that's the thing of all of these teams. But on my account, as it stands, I do not have complete turn meter domination. I don't have my Allure. I don't have, you know, all of this stuff that he's showing here. So what we've got here is kind of like partial turn meter control, because we do have Deacon, so we can go first. We've got Coldheart. We've got Royal Guards A2. So we've got a little bit, we've got, you know, Ox has a tiny bit of turn meter control. So we've got enough where it's not going to go crazy, but it's not enough to be, you know, one of these crazy full auto speed farming teams. So that's where it comes from. And the reason, if you are not fully controlling the turn meter, she is going to attack you. And so if you can't fully control it, you do need somebody who's going to provide a little bit of support to your team. So like Ox, he has a nice little heal. He has a nice little turn meter control, but he doesn't have the gravity of putting like Python on the team and then suddenly you're fighting somebody with heal, revive, strength, and block debuffs, you know. So it's like he's providing a little support to your team, but it's also completely manageable to kill him. And so that's why I picked Magnar, because I've got Ox. Ox is the tankiest person out of all of these champions that I have to kill. So I just went into my Spirit Epics, I picked a Spirit damage dealer, and he's gonna kill Ox, and perfect. So let's just take a look at how this fight went. The waves are like very easy. I guess they give you a break on the waves because they know this is a challenging fight. And of course, you know, come in here, make sure, you know, manual this a little bit or use the presets just to make sure that you have all of the abilities that you're going to need to fight your team, because if you go in and those are down, you're definitely, definitely going to lose that one. So let's just see me fighting my team. So she's going to steal us all. Oh no, this is terrible. Open with the Deacon. Ox has his baby bit of turn meter control. Royal Guard. Probably don't put this much counterattack items on your team. Magnar kills everybody. And now we're just fighting her for the moment. So she will, you know, like we said, if she takes a turn, she's going to start stealing your champions back. This actually has like a pretty long cooldown, so it's honestly not too bad to deal with. And that's the thing about picking champions who are lethal, but not too lethal. So like she stole my royal guard. That's not very scary. You know, it's going to be fairly easy for us to kill him. And even if he did get an attack off, it's probably not lethal to me. And I'll just speed this up because, you know, the rest of the fight just... Oh, actually, can I? I don't know. I don't know how to use this apparently. I'm sorry. But yeah, there's not really much to it. You know, like I said, it's a little, you know, it's not a speed farm, but it is a kill of the boss. And if that's what you're going for, that's all you need. And again, it's not about you going into your account and picking these exact champions that I'm using. It's just about taking that mentality and what you know about the fight and going and looking at your champions and seeing who's going to work for it. Because I know you guys have champions who are great, you just might not realize it, or they're not people that I have ever used, gotten the chance to use, so I'm not considering them. But yeah, I promise you, you can definitely do this fight. You just gotta look in your account, get a little bit creative, and it might not be the prettiest, fastest team ever, but you can definitely go up there, get that Sacred, get that Void if you're on normal, get all of them if you're on hard and normal. And you can see even like my RG, he needs a little more accuracy. He's getting resisted on his A2 a little bit, which is supposed to decrease her turn meter and speed. So it's not ideal. And this is Ox's heal. It's based on the amount of debuffs that the enemy has. So he keeps my team super healthy, which is this little tiny heal that's based on debuffs. And then, yeah, I will skip. You know, we're just attacking nothing crazy. It is going the same way it's been going for the past 4 minutes. And then finally, out of the amazing time of 4:39, we are going to kill her. So, makeshift team, not turn meter domination, just kind of turn meter control a little bit of sustain, and the potential to kill whoever is the tankiest person on your team. So, second team I chose for this. This has always been one of my, you know, most beloved strategies in quotation marks. If you're the type of person who you know Geomancer and you have him and you know how amazing he is and you can just throw him against like 90% of the bosses in the game and make them kill themselves, yeah, you can do that on this fight, absolutely. So I did a little Geo run. I used Magnar again because, you know, I'm killing these red people again. I just threw in Kale. I don't even remember who we had last time. RG. So we've got Geo replacing Coldheart. We've got Kale replacing RG. Because I was just thinking, you know, clearing the waves, killing my team. That's really it. And yes, this was 4 minutes. So again, not an incredible time, but we are killing the hardest boss of the rotation on hard. So that's all we wanted to do at the end of the day. So let's take a quick peekaroo at this one. We won't watch the whole thing or anything, but again, waves, you know, they're pretty chill. Here we are fighting our own team. I used the turn meter reduction on Deacon because just to make sure he doesn't get it off and then everybody else takes a turn. Kale gets a nice dunk there. Magnar finishing everybody else off. And here it goes. And here's the nice thing. She is stealing my Kale. And I assure you, there is nothing in the game less threatening than my Kale. So please, steal my Kale all day. So, like I said, you know, lethal to kill a wave, lethal to kill your team, but not like completely unkillable Taurus, you know, that type of thing. So again, I won't make you guys watch the whole thing. It's just, you know, the team is perfectly capable of doing it. It's just a little bit lengthier than we'd all prefer. So if you've got Geo, much like Geo is amazing everywhere in the game, yep, you can definitely use him here. We're killing her very slowly. And actually, if you look, this is actually so half-assed of me, I guess. Kale doesn't even have enough accuracy. Like, he literally gets resisted every time. He can't place a single poison. It's Ox placing the poisons, actually, so this is definitely not the ideal team, but you can still do it, I assure you. 401, that one was a little better than the other one, mainly because, you know, she's literally killing herself thanks to our friend Geomancer. So there was that one. So those are the two ones that I messed with. And then, like I said, I just wanted to make sure to exclude all of my Legos and provide actually accessible champions here. If you have Legos who are good, there is no reason to not throw them in. You know, people like Newt is amazing in this fight. Lysandra is amazing in this fight. Rosalvarg, I'd never used Rosalvarg. I used him. Rosalvarg was really good in this fight. Yeah, like we said, if you have Herndig, he's amazing. If you have Hefrek, he's amazing. Trunda, amazing. Shamail can cleanse those fears if those are messing you up, because she will fear your team when she steals your champs. And I find that my champs are so weak that even if a few people get feared, we can still, you know, it's not too much of an issue, but there are solutions like that. And I can show you the stats of the champions that I use, and I think when you see them, you'll see how accessible it really is, because some of them are really bad. So the first team, Deacon, Coldheart, Ox, Railguard, Magnar. Okay. So Deacon, you could go slower than this. I'm 283. You could go a little slower. He is still my lead in my Doom Tower hard waves. I still use him for every single wave in the game, so that's why mine is at 283. He needs to be faster than everybody, but you could go a little slower. And if yours isn't fast enough, you know, you're gonna know because she's gonna go before you. So there's that. So we had Deacon, we had Ox as our kind of little mini support, helping us struggle through this fight. 62k, 2441, 219 speed, nothing off the wall, 344 accuracy. You need, I think it's like 330 for this fight. Yeah, she's got 330 res, so you need 300s to land a debuff. Sorry, I needed a quick drink of water. So you need, like, yeah, 300s to land a debuff. She herself has 250 accuracy when she's landing her leech and stuff. And okay, so that was Ox. And yeah, this champ is, I built him like a year ago. I haven't changed a thing. It's 5-star accuracy, 5-star speed, 5-star perception. It's pretty chill. Nothing too crazy here. Ms. Coldheart. Oh, you guys are gonna laugh at this one. Okay, so this is my incredible, I am being sarcastic, Coldheart. I built her in Destroy because she can farm the Scarab if you put her in Destroy, but what I didn't know is that you actually need 2 Coldhearts for that to work, so I really only have like half of that composition, so now I just have a Coldheart in Destroy. So it is what it is. Definitely not even close to the most amazing Coldheart ever. It's probably not even like a mediocre Coldheart, but she goes in, she gets the job done, and perfect. Royal Guard, again, not the best built champ in the game. I feel bad for him actually because his gear just keeps getting stolen. So like, the most recent champion that I stole all of his good pieces from was Newt. So you can see I replaced stuff. I haven't even bothered 16ing it yet. Pretty weak. 213, need the 100% crit rate, need the damage. I do have 344, but you can see I was still getting a little bit resisted on some of my little decreased speed thingies on the A2, so not perfect. We had a Magnar. Let's do Magnar first. You're gonna laugh at this one too. Yeah, so definitely not the world's greatest Magnar, not even close. Magnar is similar to Royal Guard in that I keep stealing his gear for other people. All of his good pieces definitely went to Taurus. So, yeah, pretty weak overall. 66k, 186 speed, not even capped on crit rate, 250 crit damage. We've got speed boots, couldn't go for the HP or we'd be way too slow. So, very unimpressive Magnar. I'm sure you guys have nicer Magnars than me. And the second fight, so yeah, all we need to look at is Geomancer and Kale. This is the Geomancer. The other one that I just clicked on accidentally was for my CB team. This is the Geomancer that I use basically everywhere in the game. Ignore the accuracy, I use him in Iron Twins, so he does have like 500, and then you put a Mithrala Aura on top of that, and he's good to go for Iron Twins. So by no means do you need 500 accuracy to do this fight. But actually, I think it kind of makes it a little easier because it's accuracy chest, accuracy banner. If you have like HP and defense in those areas, your Geomancer is going to be much harder for you to kill when you're fighting him. So I think it kind of all works out for this. And then the speed, accuracy, as tanky as you can. That's about all you ever need on that chimp. And then my Kale making an appearance in a Doom Tower hard boss fight. That's rare. Has also been gutted throughout the years to go on better attack nukers. Like I said, I didn't even have the accuracy to land the poisons. It was just something I thought to throw in that would help us clear the waves. And you can see he did an excellent job of that. He still hits pretty hard, Kale. Solid champion, I guess. And I don't even think he did that bad. No, he did okay. He did more than Magnar. Did more than everybody else except Geo, so what are you gonna do? And not to... Oh, and then, yes, that was the team that I used. Like I said, if you have these Legos, please, by all means, like, I'm not saying everybody should use these teams I'm showing. Just look at your account and see what's up. I've probably done this fight with like half of the champions on this account just because, I was at a different phase of the game every time I did it. Maybe like Deliana used to be in so many of my teams. She's totally done this fight with me. It's probably not ideal, but she's been there. Cell's been there. All of these people have probably been there at one time or the other, save for a few. But that's just how it goes. And like I said, the video is just meant to be inspiration, ideas for you to look at your own account and just see what you have and what would work for this fight. So if you're trying to beat this boss, go out there, look, see what you've got, beat it, and let me know how it goes. I hope you guys have a great day and enjoy the rest of your weeks. Goodbye.